All of you, good morning. This is Uma Maheshwari, working as an English lecturer in Convent Polytechnic, Jogipet. In this lesson, I am going to teach you about parts of speech. A parts of speech is a group of words that are used in a certain way. For example, run, jump, and be are all used to describe actions, states. Therefore, they belong to the verbs group. In other words, all words in English language are divided into 8 different categories. Each category has a different role, function in the sentence. See, there are mainly 8 parts of speech in English language that are nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, conjunctions, interjections, prepositions. Parts of speech are indefinite. Parts of speech are identified by the place they have in the sentence, not by their meanings. See, there are mainly 8 parts of speech in English language. That are nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, conjunctions, interjections, and prepositions. Parts of speech are identified by the place they have in the sentence, not by their meanings. Firstly, nouns. A noun is a person, place, thing, or an idea. Nouns are the subject of a sentence. For example, love is a beautiful thing. In this love is a noun. See a few examples. Ashok is a nice boy. You can see here the Ashok is a name and hence the noun. I have used a boy represent a common noun. One more example. Akbar was a great thing. Akbar and king, which those are noun. Kolkata is on Hooghly. Kolkata and Hooghly, both the words are the nouns. Some nouns are the words that are used as the names. Classification of nouns. Nouns can be singular or plural. Singular nouns name only one person, place, thing, or idea. An apple, the car, a table. Plural nouns. Plural nouns means name two or more persons, places, things, or see proper and common nouns. Proper nouns refer to specific persons, places, things, and ideas. They are always capitalized. They are always capitalized. Holy Quran, Lahore, Pakistan. Common nouns are all other nouns. They are not capitalized unless they are the first word in the sentence. For example, cat, pencil, paper. These all are common nouns. Collective nouns means collective nouns are the nouns that are grammatically considered singular but include more than one person, place, thing, or idea in their meaning. They emphasize group as one unit. See here pictures. Yes, family, herd, class. Collective nouns are the nouns that are grammatically considered singular but include more than one person, place, thing, or idea in their meaning. They emphasize group as one unit. Now, countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns can be counted. Uncountable nouns can't be counted. For example, countable nouns, bottles, eggs. But uncountable nouns can't be counted. For example, water, we can't be counted. Sand. Yes. Abstract and concrete nouns. Concrete nouns are nouns that you can touch. They are people, places and something. Person, coat, pencil, hand, paper are concrete nouns. Abstract nouns are nouns that you can't touch. For example, air, justice, safety, democracy, faith, religion are abstract nouns. See, concrete nouns you can touch. Abstract nouns are nouns that you can't touch. Nouns as gerunds. A gerund is an ing form of the verb and is used as a noun. For example, running is good for you. Running is the noun, gerund and is the verb. My Yes, running is good for you. Running is the noun, gerund and is the verb. Now, pronouns. See, a pronoun is a word that replaces a noun. They eliminate the need for repetition. See, what does it mean by pronoun? A pronoun is a word that replaces a noun, or a pronoun is a word that is used instead of a noun. For example, instead of talking, Hina talked to Hina's child. We might say Hina talked to her child. Here, her is the pronoun. It remains Hina. One more example. Lisa is a nice girl. In the sentence, Lisa. Then you could replace the noun Lisa with the word she and get the following. She is a nice girl. She is a pronoun. Now, types of pronouns. There are several types of pronouns. Personal pronouns. There are several types of pronouns. Personal pronouns. They refer to specific persons or things. Personal pronouns can act as subjects, objects, or possessives. Personal pronouns can be singular or plural. Singular means I, me, you, she, her, he, him, and it. Plural pronouns we, us, you, they, them. See, there are several types of pronouns. Personal pronouns, they refer to specific pronouns, specific persons or things. Personal pronouns can act as subjects, objects or possessives. Personal pronouns can be singular or plural. Singular, I, me, you, she, her, he, him and it. Plural pronouns we, us, you, they, them. Now, possessive and reflexive pronouns. Possessive pronouns indicate ownership or possession. For example, mine, mine, your, yours, his, hers, its, ours, and theirs. Reflexive pronouns name a receiver of an action who is identical to the doer of the action. For example, myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves. Indefinite and demonstrative pronouns. Indefinitive pronouns refer to non-specific persons and things. For example, all, another, other, anyone, both, each, etc. Nobody knows that. Where is the pencil? See here, nobody. Demonstrative pronouns are considered noun markers. They point toward nouns. That woman attends the party. That is a demonstrative pronouns. This is a wonderful story. This is a wonderful story. This is a demonstrative pronouns. Interrogative and relative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns introduce questions. Already you know what is the mean by interrogative. Who is going on vacation? Who is a interrogative pronoun. Relative pronouns introduce dependent clauses and refers to a person or thing already mentioned in a sentence. Who, whoever, whom, that, whose, which. The English that we learn in class will help us pass the exam. That is a relative pronoun. Now adjectives. An adjective modifies a noun or pronoun. Normally in English, adjectives comes before noun. For example, the smart student earned an A. An adjective modifies a noun or pronoun. Normally in English, adjective comes before noun. For example, the smart student earned an A. For example, they also come after linking verbs. For example, I feel happy. She is a brave girl. In this sentence, brave is a adjective, girl is a noun. See once again, an adjective is a word used to add something the meaning of a noun. For example, she is a brave girl. In this sentence, brave is a adjective, girl is a noun. Here, brave adjective used for the girl. Girl is here noun and we are using any quality, any characteristics that is brave. So, adjective as a word used to add something to the meaning of a noun. Adjectives can be used to make comparisons between two things. For more adjectives with one or two syllables, you can add er. For example, greater, er, faster, longer. For adjectives longer than two syllables, you should use the word more. He was more intelligent than his sister. See, for adjectives longer than two syllables, you should use the word more. He was more intelligent than his sister. Yes. Adjectives can also be used as superlatives. What does it mean by superlatives? Comparing more than two things. This is usually done by adding est to the end of an adjective that has one or two syllables. Loudest, coolest, smartest. See, this is usually done by adding est for superlative. est to the end of an adjective that has one or two syllables. For example, loudest, coolest and smartest. If the adjective is three or more syllables long, you must use the word most. See, if the adjective is three or more syllables long, you must use the word most. She is the most intelligent girl in the class. There are some irregular adjective and verb forms. See here. Next, adverbs. An adverb is a word that modifies an action, verb, an adjective or another adverb. For example, the teacher carefully graded the homework. An adverb is a word that modifies an action, verb, an adjective or another adverb. The teacher carefully graded the homework. You need an adjective after linking verbs, not an adverb. See, an adverb is a word that describes or gives more information about a verb, an adjective, another adverb, or even the entire sentence. One more example. He finished the work quickly. He finished the work quickly. The word quickly is an adverb. This quickly we are using for the verb. Yes, one more example. This flower is very beautiful. I am using the beauty of a flower. So, such words are called adverb. Types of adverbs. Adverbs of manner tell us that in which manner the action occurs or how the action occurs or will occur. For example, she speaks loudly. Loudly. This word indicates manner. He was driving slowly. Next, adverbs of time. Adverbs of time tell us about the time of the action. For example, I will buy a computer tomorrow. Tomorrow indicates adverbs of time. Do it now. Now also. Adverbs of place tell us about the place of the action. For example, he will come here. She went upstairs. Now, adverbs of frequency tell us how many times the action occurs. Adverbs of frequency tell us how many times the action occurs. He goes to school daily. He is always late for schools. Daily and always indicates adverbs of frequency. Means daily indicates so many times. How many times? Yes. Now conjunctions. These are the Scotch tape of the grammatical word. These are the Scotch tape of the grammatical word. They join together words and phrases. See, conjunction is a word that joins parts of a sentence together. There are 3 types of conjunctions. How many? 3 types of conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions, correlative conjunctions, and subordinating conjunctions. There are 7 coordinating conjunctions: for, and, no, but, or, yet, so, far, likes to, eat. See, there are 7 coordinating conjunctions: for, and, no, but, or, yet, and, so. For example, Far likes to eat, but Shoaib likes to play. See, in this sentence, conjunction is a but. But is a coordinating the conjunction. You can remember these conjunctions by fanboys. Correlative conjunctions also join ideas, but they work in pairs. For example, both and, neither, no, whether or, either or, not only, but also. Not only I am happy about the grades, but I am also excited that you are learning. See, correlative conjunctions also join ideas, but they work in pairs. For example, both and, neither, no, whether or, either or, not only, but also. See example, not only I am happy about the grades, but I am also excited that you are learning. Subordinating conjunctions join an independent clause with a subordinate clause. That is, they join a clause that can stand alone with the clause that can't stand alone. For example, after, although, as, if, because, before, even before, if, since, unless. Although, for example, although the students were tired, they still come in the class. This is subordinating conjunction. Now, interjections. Interjections are words used to express emotional states. Interjections are words used to express emotional states. For example, oh, wow, oh, oops, hey. These all are emotional states. For example, they are usually found in spoken English. Now, prepositions. Already previous class you learned. What is prepositions? Prepositions are words that, like conjunctions, join a noun or pronoun to another word in a sentence. Some prepositions are about, before, down, into, through, above, behind, during, like, to, across, below, except, toward, after, beneath, of, for, of, under, among, beside, from, on, up, around, between. These all are examples of prepositional words. Next, verbs. Verbs generally express action or a state of being. There are several classifications for verbs. Action, verbs linking, verbs main, verbs auxiliary verbs, transitive, intransitive verbs, and phrasal verbs. Action verbs show action. For example, he runs. Runs indicates action. He plays. Linking verbs link a subject to an adjective. Butterfly is beautiful. Main verbs can stand alone. For example, run, eat, work. Auxiliary verbs, also called helping verbs, serve as support to the main verbs. For example, have, has, had, do, does, did, be, am, is, are, was, were, been, being, should, could, would, will, might, can, may, must, ought to, and shall. These are auxiliary verbs. Transitive verbs need a direct object in order to make sense. Shahid takes medicine for his headache. Intransitive verbs don't need direct objects to make them meaningful. For example, Angela swims. Phrasal verbs are made up of a verb and a preposition. The preposition gives the verb a different meaning. Yes. This is all about parts of speech. Thanks for your consideration. Thank you.